I sent 3 doctors. Where are they? Have you talked? Come on. You will listen to 3 doctors who are successful and who are using new age approach. You like it. Who wants to come first? Are 3 together? What do you want to do?
Trump will start, and then I'll talk.
Okay, fine with me. Keep going. Hey, those who are in bazaar, you won't get an opportunity like this. Let somebody tell all of them. There is a Bhangra dance at Armory of Arts Theatre, 1050 Old Pecos Trail, on Saturday, June 26, far out. Well, they will start soon. Start.
Good. Satnam, everyone. I'm Dr. Saram Singh, and myself and Dr. Suryatma Singh and Dr. Atma Singh are going to speak with you today on subjects that the Siri Singh Sahib assigned to us. My friends always tell me that I'm full of surprises, my doctor friends especially. When my name is on a program to speak, everybody's kind of in a state of shock when I walk in dressed as a Sikh, and usually with my audience, they have to get over that surprise. Fortunately, with this audience, I don't have that issue, but I'm the one surprised because we were with the Siri Singh Sahib this morning, and he was talking with a group of doctors, and we were the 3 medical doctors there, and he said, next year at solstice, you should speak to all the people at solstice. And then 5 minutes later, he said, no, you'll be speaking this afternoon. So here we are. My topic is natural healing. Dr. Suryatma Singh is going to talk on personal healing, and Dr. Amrit Singh is going to talk about what to do when nothing works. I got the easy one because this is what I've been doing all day, natural healing, for the last 21 years of my practice. And I would like to just say a few words about an overview about good health, and then I want to just give, I think, 3 principles that I'd like to leave you with today that you can take home to practice to help yourself stay in good health. What I would like to say is that health is on a big spectrum. At one end, we have pathology, which is what they've always taught us in medical school. You know, cancer, ulcerative colitis, asthma. But at the other end of the spectrum, we have good health. And in the middle is this big gray zone, which they never told us about in medical school. And therefore, if you go to your Orthodox physician and he or she examines you and your blood tests are normal and your tests are normal, they automatically tell you you're in good health. But what happened to the middle zone? It's basically been ignored, and more patients are realizing that it's been ignored. And in my opinion, that's why complementary medicine, holistic medicine, functional medicine, whatever you want to call the way we practice, is becoming more and more popular. Because patients are realizing that this middle zone is where we spend most of our lives. We're not most of our lives with terrible diseases, and yet we're not in the best of health that we could be. And our goal in my practice of medicine is to help patients, whether they come with cancer or whether they come with a middle zone problem like fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue syndrome, to move to a better state, and ideally optimal state of well-being. So what's happening in this middle zone? What's happening is that organs are not diseased or damaged, but they are not functioning up to their best capacity. And when you have a weak organ, it tends to help make other organs become weak, and then symptoms begin to develop. And this is what the complementary modalities are about: finding the weaknesses in organ systems, finding the weaknesses in flow of energy through our body, and re-correcting and re-strengthening those organs. We do this with acupuncture by putting needles in points to redirect flow. We do this with a homeopathic medicine to stimulate our life force. I do it with functional foods and other nutritional supplements to recharge organs. Herbal medicines do the same type of approach to strengthen these organs. And we realize within our body, and this is something that I would feel very important for people to realize, is that we are raised with DNA, or we are raised with the idea that our DNA dictates our health. Oh, my father had a heart attack, his father had a heart attack, I know I'm going to get a heart attack. That is completely wrong. Within your DNA, there are many yous. And what is being expressed now with respect to your state of health, with respect to your state of life, is what you've chosen by your lifestyle, by your diet, by your interaction with other people, by your psychology, by your spiritual practices. And if you don't like how your health is now, rechange your internal environment and let your DNA express a different you. Psychology can be very important. Studies are starting to show that the mind can actually turn on or off different aspects of our DNA, which then makes certain proteins and enzymes, which then affects physiologically how our health is and what problems our physiological health may be. And we realize within the body there is a given specific terrain. And this terrain is determined by biophysics more than it is by biochemistry. And the biophysics are the pH of our body, which is acid-base. The redox potential is, are we oxidized or are we taking enough antioxidants to protect ourselves? And the resistivity, which is the mineral content of our body. And so 3 messages that I would like to leave you today in ways to help yourself to move towards the more positive direction of health would be: number 1, to drink good water. Now, what is good water? This is a very controversial type of subject depending on who you talk to. But the biophysics of water dictates very much what it's going to do inside our body. And again, pH, which is how acid or alkaline it is, redox potential, that is how oxidized or antioxidized it is, and resistivity, how many minerals there are. Ideally, a water should be slightly alkaline, slightly reduced, with a low mineral content. Water, like distilled water, is very bad for your health to drink. It's dead water. the minerals have been artificially removed. Better to drink certain bottled waters, but then bottled waters all vary by brand, interestingly enough, depending on what spring they come from in terms of pH, redox potential, and resistivity. And there are also filters that you can get for your house. The number one overall rule that I could say for good water is that reverse osmosis water for sure will be healthy for you. And those are easy to install, a reverse osmosis filter in your house. There are certain bottled waters that are excellent in this regard also, and there are even certain water filters which I personally use, which actually takes tap water, alkalinizes it, reduces it so that it serves as an antioxidant, and when you drink it, serves very much to balance these factors in your body. The second principle that I would say is to eat alkaline foods that have antioxidant properties and chew those foods very well. Our body, as the Sirising Sahib has told us, and which I've learned in my naturopathic training, does not have teeth. Our stomach does not have teeth. There's nothing to replace what you can do with your mouth to break up the foods, and this helps eliminate digestive problems, which then helps eliminate many or prevent many other health problems. Alkaline foods are pretty much what we as Sikhs eat. Vegetarian diet is more of an alkaline diet. Steak is a very acidic food. And you see, when our body, what happens if we don't eat this way? What happens if our body becomes the opposite of alkaline and reduced? We become acid and oxidized. And that is a terrain in our body which encourages chronic degenerative diseases, including cancer, arthritis, heart disease. All come when the body is in this acid, oxidized state. And at our office, we are now actually able to take your blood, saliva, and urine and see how oxidized you are, how alkaline you are in all three of those representative tissues. But meat, what else is acidic? Coffee, very acidic. So Coca-Cola and soft drinks, extremely acidic. So those foods should be eaten not at all or in extreme moderation. But again, fruits and vegetables will alkalinize us. What else do fruits and vegetables have? Natural antioxidant properties. And now we all hear about antioxidants protecting against heart disease, protecting against cancer, protecting against Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease. Fruits and vegetables are God's way of giving us antioxidants. The color of a fruit, for example, the purple of the grape, what makes that grape purple is a proanthocyanidin, which is a very powerful antioxidant, for example, which is called pycnogenol. So the colors in fruits, eat a variety of fruits and vegetables with different colors, green, yellow, red. All these different colors contain the antioxidant properties, and fruits and vegetables have anywhere from 3,000 to 10,000 natural antioxidants in them. The third principle that I would say, which is something that we've all been practicing this way, is to, for optimum health, have a personal sadhana for your spiritual and your physical structural well-being. This would include some type of yoga. It would also include some type of aerobic activity, and of course, meditation. I think with those three principles, and of course there are many more, but with those three that I can share with you in our time today, if we can all practice those, it will tend to push us towards good health. Obviously, if something happens, then you can go to a doctor who's aware of these principles and can find where you are on this spectrum, and then to give you specific nutrients, maybe antioxidants in a pill, maybe herbal medicines that can specifically strengthen one or several organs, or maybe a specific diet that can help to push you back towards the balance of good health, rather than what entropy and just not living properly will do, which will push us towards the direction of disease. And remember, I was thinking about this walking in. Our organization is healthy, happy, holy organization, in that order. And I really believe if you're healthy, it will make it much easier to be happy. And if you're healthy and happy, it'll be much easier for you to be in a spiritually positive state of mind. Thank you very much.
Okay, that was excellent. And we ended just where I want to begin, which is on 3HO and the concept of being healthy, happy, and holy. We're talking now about personal health. We just talked about nutritional health and what diet and water and exercise do to make your body healthy. Personal health is about what you do with your life and with yourself and how this impacts yourself and your life. We all practice yoga and meditation here, and we all eat well. Most of us eat organic foods. We most take supplements, and we exercise regularly, and we work to improve our body health. And with this, we find that we become more alert, we become more intuitive, and we begin to see the future, we begin to see the unknown, and we begin to have people coming to us who are having difficulty understanding who they are and what they should be doing with their lives. This becomes a very important thing because basically all of us are born and we have a role here on earth that is very, very important. And each of us comes with a message inside. I was very happy when I realized as a child growing up that I didn't have to deal with a life of a formalized religion, and I got to choose my own. And it never occurred to me that nobody in my entire training as a doctor ever asked me what I knew and what I knew inside myself. One of the things that I work with my patients is helping them understand what their message is, why they're here, and how to bring this inner self out. This is, to me, the important thing of having health in the first place. It's what you do with it. It's bringing this message out, and it's helping to heal the people in the world around us. Yesterday we were told that our job in the future will be to heal people. It will be to bring inner peace to people that are struggling to find it. Health is just part of the issue. Once you have health, you also have to have mental clarity, and you have to have spiritual clarity. And spiritual clarity and mental clarity come from doing the practices that you have learned here, which are the yoga, the meditation. The food affects the mind instantly. It creates a very powerful impact on how we feel. And we use this training, this food that we eat, to put us in a state of mind which allows us to break through blocks, allows us to break through fears, and to move towards our infinite self. We then take this infinite self that we learn, and we utilize this infinite self to serve other people and to move their lives towards higher ground, where they realize their inner self, and they realize their own inner peace, and they realize their own inner truth, and thus happiness. So personal health is basically moving from a state of dis-ease through a process of nutrition to a place where your life becomes dedicated to helping other people be better, be happier, and express what is in their hearts and in their minds and in their souls so that they can be who they really are in this life.
I'm Dr. Ahmed, and I've never used a microphone before. I was actually reawakened to the fact that I was going to be speaking today about what to do when nothing else works. And it wasn't until about 5 minutes ago that I realized that that's really how a majority of the people who come to see me, what their motivation is for coming to see me. Because there are an abundance of physicians and healthcare practitioners who don't practice along the lines that we've been discussing in an environment that encompasses body, mind, and spirit. And when these aspects of the self are left out, there tends to be a breeding ground for some sort of illness to take place. When you lack a spiritual background, that part of you is empty. When you're lacking physical health or mental well-being, these things will contribute to what Dr. Saram was speaking about earlier, where your genetic makeup will facilitate bringing in certain illnesses. My training is a good percentage of it is in mental health. Although a lot of the teachings that our teacher has brought to us has opened me up to a lot of other aspects of healing. When nothing else works, one of the first things that you need to do is to look within, to take a look at what in your life isn't working, where there is a void within you. And personal practice is a good place that I have most of my patients to begin by tuning in to what isn't working in their life and what they are doing and aren't doing to bring themselves into alignment. Nutrition is a major aspect. When you have something in you that's diseased, there is a an the body creates almost like a breeding ground, a certain environment which will support different illnesses. And by making changes in what your system is used to, you can change how your body is adapting to illness. This is where diet can make a tremendous change, which is why a lot of people make changes to vegetarian diet or macrobiotic diet. These things will affect how the course of an illness will move through you. One of the best places to turn when nothing else works is prayer. Your spiritual practice can play a strong role when illness becomes a part of your life. Oftentimes the course, when something is wrong with you, especially if something is gravely wrong, the course is not going to be a cure. And this is where a lot of allopathic medicine or modern medicine has failed its patients, because there's a lack of spiritual component within medicine as it's taught to the physicians of today. Almost without exception, physicians will say that they were never exposed to any aspect of spirituality as a part of their medical training. And now more and more studies, because of this, are starting to open up the door that prayer and spirituality makes a tremendous impact on the course of illness. Oftentimes, though, it doesn't. And as physicians, part of what we need to accept, and as patients, illness really brings with it a certain lesson. And when you appreciate the lesson of the experience of that illness, one of two things may happen. The natural course of the illness towards end may take place, or death, or you may be able to appreciate your life in a new way that may give meaning to the illness and meaning to the course of your life. When prayer doesn't work, I personally recommend 31 minutes of crow pose. But this is really a new development for me, so I'll have to see how my patients deal with it when I get home. Well, anyway, what we'd like to do is open up this panel to you for questions so that you can ask maybe some specific questions as to how we can help you. One of them has come up already, and that question is, how important is organic foods? I don't mind.
I think organic foods are absolutely fantastically important. It's just a question of whether we can really get it consistently and properly. And you know, insecticides in our body from non-organic food stress our liver, stress our nervous system, stress multiple areas of our body, and contribute towards that progression that I was talking about, towards weakness and illness of the organs. It's just a question of availability in my mind.
I think that organic is extremely important. I think it's very important for our philosophy as a whole to be organic and be organic people and live in an organic world. I see some things as being important both on a physical plane but also on a symbolic plane. And I think that living in harmony with the earth, attempting to make the earth in a sustainable form so that people can live here for a very long period of time in a state of high health is absolutely important. And as we go from 6 billion to 10 to 12 billion people on this earth, I don't see how we're going to sustain any sort of healthiness, happiness, or holiness without turning towards practices which are in harmony with the world we live in.
Additionally, some of the assays of organic vegetables, in addition to the fact that they're free of pesticides, also show that they have a much higher content of nutrients and antioxidants.
Absolutely.
So if you can get them and afford them, which you should be able to, use them.
You want Dr. Gudarshan Singh to go to the medical tent? Okay, we'll start here. Okay, the question here is about genetically engineered foods. I personally don't have a problem with genetically engineered foods. I guess the question in my mind is, what are they being genetically engineered for? If you're genetically engineering foods to improve nitrogen production or fixation into the soil, I would be quite happy with that. If the goal of the genetic engineering is to make an apple look like a painting of an apple 9 months after it's been picked off the tree, and so that it survives in a special inert gas in a storehouse for a long period of time, and it loses its nutrient value in the process, I have a problem with it.
I have a fundamental problem with the idea of genetic engineering in general, because it's hard to replace the wisdom of God. And I've been a physician now for 22 years. What I thought I knew 10 years ago is completely different now. I have a different understanding of it. So when we genetically are changing things, I think there can be ramifications that we aren't aware of because we don't have a thorough enough understanding of what that change is going to lead to. Yes, the question is, doesn't your personal environment dictate what you should eat? And the answer is absolutely. We have created an artificial situation when we are eating fruits and vegetables that don't grow in our native area. One of the principles of naturopathic medicine is eat things that grow within 50 miles of you, or don't eat them at all. And I think that that's a good thing to try to live by, but I suspect that it's almost impossible because some of us don't even know what grows in the area where we live.
Additionally, I'd like to add that something that Siri Singh Sahib has said a number of times in relation to food is when you're eating it, connect to the subject of the food, the self, and the source of where the food came from. All of these things will help you to integrate that food as a health-providing source for you.
Could you sing it? I'll take that question since I just gave a humongous lecture on that very subject. The question, yes, is there a general philosophy about hormone replacement therapy for women going through menopause? Personally, I think it needs to be individualized to each woman. I personally believe, from what I've seen in my own practice, that hormone replacement therapy can very positively impact a woman's life if she is able to take it, meaning that, you know, she's not at risk for some type of possible cancer that it could contribute to. And of course, I would like to say that if a woman is going to take hormone replacement therapy, she should only take the natural, biologically identical hormone therapy, which is now available, not the horse-derived estrogens or the synthetically derived progesterones. You get those from natural pharmacies, which were all over the country. And one that I can mention, which was the forerunner, is, without giving a plug, because there's hundreds of them now, but Women's International Pharmacy, which has an 800 number and sends to all over the United States, according to your doctor's prescription.
Well, I would repeat the question, but I think it was a misunderstood statement. What we were talking about in the cleansing program was the fact that when we're looking at how the brain is working and we're looking at some of the things that are causing problems to mental functioning, we're talking about substances which are fat soluble. And we're talking about the fact that fat soluble substances are often blocked from entering the gut by a good intestinal permeability or lack thereof, and that once that you get these fat-soluble substances in the body, they tend to circulate, and some of them penetrate all cells of the body, including the mind, and they do affect mental functioning, and that there really aren't a lot of tests for exactly what these chemicals are. And a lot of them can be the insecticides and other chemicals that we have as additives in our food. Would you like to comment on that?
I wouldn't mind adding something as well.
Yeah.
You also alluded to what are more loosely termed as essential fatty acids, which are found in flaxseed oil and also in marine lipids, which fish has them. Certain fish have higher percentage than others, in addition to other plant matter, borage and evening primrose oil. There are certain fats which are very beneficial. Fat's sort of gotten a bad rap lately. And there are certain fatty acids that are in specific foods which are essential for human function and good human function. If you're missing some of these fatty acids, different disorders will develop. In addition to the fact that if you have some sort of illness, the fatty acids can tend to help improve them if you supplement them. Fatty acids are very important for diabetes, some of the complications of diabetes. In addition to these specific fats found in those types of oils also help reverse the effects of high cholesterol. And there are some new studies that it actually helps in mood disorders, specifically bipolar disorder if the dose is higher.
I would just add that everything is a question of quality, and as Dr. Amrit Singh just said, essential fatty acids are essential, and I find, you know, we always hear about a lack of essential amino acids. You know, as vegetarians, doctors always say, oh, you're going to be deficient in protein. In my office, in 22 years of seeing vegetarians, I've really rarely, maybe 5 times in these years, seen a patient who is deficient in essential amino acids from protein. And yet, every day in my office, probably 5 to 10 times per day, I see people who are deficient in essential fatty acids, because our society has become preoccupied with low-fat, non-fat, this and that. We are not getting these essential fats, which are just as essential to our body as essential amino acids. And these are the ones that you were talking about that are essential for proper brain functioning, proper immune functioning, and proper protection against inflammation in the body. So again, like everything else, proper balance is essential.
We have a question that came up. Can you talk about chemical sensitivity and the importance of eliminating chemicals, for example, cleaners, laundry, soaps, etc., from our homes and work environments?
Environmental illness is a humongous subject, and of course it's best to eliminate chemicals and other substances from your environment. But the treatment of environmental illness requires great sophistication, evaluation of digestive function, liver function, and from my point of view, that question is an hour, the answer to that question is an hour lecture. But of course it's best to keep these things out of our bodies and out of our environments.
I think that's enough. That's, again, a very big subject. Go ahead.
The question is vegan diet versus vegetarian. Well, the difference, of course, between vegetarian and vegan would be the addition or lack thereof of dairy products, and theoretically eggs, although that would be ovo-vegetarian, so we'll just stick to dairy. I think that's, from my experience, that's a very individual question. There are people that cannot tolerate dairy products, or they have problems when they eat them. And yet there are other people that thrive on them, and certainly dairy products are very good for calcium, for women's bones, and other essential functions. So my answer to that would be it's a very individual question.
As an adjunct to that, I think the importance of identifying hidden food allergies, which are really pervasive in the extension of all different disease processes. Individuals vary completely, and one person may be great on dairy, and another person it may be the cause of a terribly debilitating asthma. So, you know, at times when you don't know what to do and when nothing else works, a food elimination diet is really a good source to try and pick up something that may be contributing significantly to what you may be experiencing as illness.
In addition to that, I'd like to add that in our society we generally hone in on several foods, and we can get locked into a single dietary pattern which doesn't have a wide variety of expression, and certainly making sure that you eat a large variety of foods. In addition, I think if you're going to be a vegetarian, we certainly have lots of opportunity to supplement with vitamin B12 and other minerals, antioxidants and vitamins, and I suggest that you do that intelligently.
Specific protein needs for children and adults.
Yeah, the children should have one fish, one goat, one sheep, and one cow every day. They're all essential, especially their horns. You know those big horns?
They make good
Children need
pets.
them.
I can give...
You know, it is very exceptional group here, and there is an insanity which I understood will happen. That's why I put on the stage the best doctors recognized in the United States for their healing, for their work, and for their education. They are just prime ripe young people who are out healing. There is no one answer to all the healing. There is a one answer to the healing, is an individual, pure effort to understand that if a person is just an individual, that individual has glands. If glands secrete disproportionately, the blood stream which nurtures you through capillaries will never be in a position to make good of you. Why we take cold shower? Are we crazy? Yes, when the cold shower hits the body, the blood runs through capillaries, open them all up, and then when you are warm and meditating, same capillary bring back the blood to the organs. And being happy for that situation, then organs have to secrete proportionately, and pituitary has not to go bankrupt telling them, do this. They do it on the command of pituitary, but not exactly what it should be. You have been told everything wrong. You have liver and potato you live on as children. I know you, how sick the food is. All the body, antibody, whatever you want to call the, are in the liver. They fry the liver and make every child to eat. It is healthy. That child cannot eliminate that garbage rest of his life. Then you do not know still what to eat and what not to eat. Meat comes in the market from 3 days to 9 months. Do you know the color of meat to make it look like fresh? We are not against lobby A or lobby B. We are asking that food I like to eat, which I can chew. And food I can chew, I like to eat, which I can digest. And food I like to digest, which I can eliminate. And food which I eliminate must let me be more hungry. Food which I do not eliminate makes me angry. 60% of your divorces and breaking of relationship is based on undigested food in the stomach and the digestive system. Do you know that? Do you know how doggy dog you become when food is not digested and internal lining of the body is irritated? You can't even tolerate it. Do you know when you are clogged up, how nonsensical, you forget all manners, all behavior and everything. I was shocked one day. I call on somebody, I said, so and so. He said, shut up. Then he looked up, he said, sir, I don't mean to you, I don't mean to you. I said, since when you have gone and cleared your bowels? He said, 2 days. I said, no fault of yours. You think your behavior is as you want it. You think you can do whatever you want it. You think you are perfect. Not at all. You are slaves of your system. Totally slave of your system. Your mind has a system, your body has a system, and your spirit has a system. If your spirit does not come through and change your gears, you can't go to the height. If your body does not nurture you and nurse you and love you, now honestly tell me, now honestly, no cheating, right? When you eat, how many you feel in love with food and in prayer for it that this is the gift, G-I-F-T, gift to you give your body? Raise your hands. 5, 6, 10. Each meal is a gift to your body. Each meditation is a gift to your mind. Each laugh, smile is a gift to your soul. What doctor can do? Doctor can patch you up. He will do his best. Sram stands on his legs. I have seen him in the clinic hours and hours and hours, make deadly people lively. But they don't go away, they come back again. Because they are habitually bankrupt. They have no sense that 5 almonds a day, if one can chew, one will never lose eyesight. They know that if you ate, what do they call it? Eggplant, well done eggplant, you will not have a cholesterol. They don't know if you do not take, if you take bitter melon, your mood will be always balanced. They don't know if you take onion, you shall not have cancer. I mean, it's very funny. We were there, 500 people in Anandpur Sahib, and first person fell sick. First day, first person, I say, wow, it started. So report came, what should we do? I said 3 parts onion, 1 part rice, make it fatafat quick. And they are going to dehydrate because they are American, they have bottles hanging as a fashion, but it's not going to work. So get that machine where we can make a cane sugar cane juice with lemon and ginger and get going and tell them to drink. It's free. Hallelujah. We saved the entire camp. And we didn't tell you, we try to give you maximum yogi tea because that sustained the liver and that sustained the epidemic. We all came in one piece, healthy, happy, and holy. Food is not, you eat food for taste. Let us say, what they call it? Pasta. All right, I bet with you. There was a girl, she was falling sick, she was had headaches, they say migraine headache. She went to hospital for 7 days and she was crying, breaking the skies, and pain was humongous. And in my inquiry, I said, what do you eat? I eat healthy pasta. I said, you can live without it. She said, no. I said, then chew it. After 3rd day, she stopped eating pasta. What is a pasta? Roll it on your own spoon, put it in your mouth, gudup. Gudup. And gudup. And it's a gluconide fine wheat. It stays here. It becomes a jam box. And when poor thing gets pushed by the acid to donor, it is miserable. Wherever it goes, great misery. Thanks to tomato sauce, it helps. You know, when you start eating and drinking, you do not know who you are eating for. The most golden principle is that you are eating for yourself. Somebody was very much appreciating. Oh, we went to that restaurant. Oh, gee, oh, gee, oh, gee. And there was so much water coming out of his mouth. Oh, gee, oh, this was this, oh, dish was this. And next day, in the afternoon, I said, why not call this person and we'll go to that restaurant to the evening. It was so good. And his wife said, he's vomiting, he didn't sleep last night. He vomiting, he has 100-foot temperature. I'm taking him to the hospital. Oh gee, oh gee, oh you, is it life? You don't chew your food, you don't select your food, you don't understand your food, you don't understand the nutrients of your food, you do not know what it can do for you or what it can't do for you. You know, you have 100,000 things to look at it. You are what you eat. But you don't care. You know, when I got very tired and people were very sick, I created that young blood. Nobody likes it. And we don't like to tell people either. Because I feel there is so much insanity, we should reserve that for those insane people who are going to come in future. 2 scoops of that on a good salad. It has about 108 ingredients. And a glass of orange juice is enough for this whole body. People lose weight on it, people become healthy, people get rid of it. All incumbents in this are required, are there. That was my effort to put it out. Let everybody understand it once for all. All the food we prepare, we are herbal. We want to prepare it. In any emergency that you are falling apart, take 1 bite of Vagru chew. 1 bite. Every woman who wants to be healthy and not to go into the torture of the menopause must take a banana in the morning and a spoon of raisin at 4 o'clock. Is as must as breathing is. And if worst come to worst, Menopause got you, let us put it that way. There's an easy treatment for it which I won't tell you because it's not publicly said. It's a secret which you will not like to share with the Western world, ever. But there is no such a thing as menopause. If a male and female have an understanding, there shall not be a period of menopause. No way. If God wants it, then it won't happen even. It's so powerful. Anyway, that's not for you guys. But if you take once a week, no, what should I do? I mean, your people, your manners, your culture, your behavior does not permit us to talk those things. I'm sorry. I can't. But anyway, I know them, that's enough. When you are in menopause, your legs up, head down, then I'll tell you. But easy way, second best way, take this husk, this isabgol husk. What is they called? Yeah. Isabgol husk. What do you call it? Psyllium husk, right? Psyllium husk. Go with orange juice for 1, 2, 3 days. It will clean out everything. You can almost live on it for 3 days. You're not going to die. It will absolutely take care of you. Psyllium seed husk grows up into 4 times and it acts as a rotor rooter to the whole digestive system. Take away all the acidity of the body out and give liver a chance to function like a nice boy. It also helps the spleen to rebound the blood. Spleen helps the immune system to act right. It's like a billiard. You hit here, it hits there, it gets there. But you have to know that you want to live healthy. You want to know you have to eat healthy. You have to know you cannot be a fanatic and not a louse. Some people go to the restaurant. I wish they should die there. They feel like they should never go back. Eat, 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 eat. Have you seen people ordering 6 dishes and can't finish in half of it? I am very happy that you people don't eat right so doctors can keep going. I'm not upset with that. But I am upset you start losing hair. You can't know why. Your skin start getting tough. You do not know why. Your eyesight starting not seeing properly. You do not know why. Your urination start irritating you. You do not. Now you have another words for it. What do they call them? They talk too much about it these days. Fungus and what are those names? Huh? Antita, petita, tita, pita, something like that. Yeah. Miss Rita has petita and Ita has Rita. That's, I can't understand that. What is this? There are no body help? That's what it means. You are not helped your body. So you will have everything. It's very funny. I was talking to a girl and on my side she was, I was just like, she's like a daughter, I hugged her. And I was so shocked. Her breath was so bad as you go in a community urinal. And I realized, I asked her to come and see me, and I saw how much uric acid is circulating in the body. I estimated in 5-6 years, this will make her absolutely crippled. I put her, anyway, we had a good relationship. I put her on alkaline diet. She's fine. I have a girl in my community, I shook hand with her and she shook hand with me, like this. I say, we manufacture R2 and you have arthritis to this extent? She said, yes. So I put her on R2 Now she says, hello. Same hand. It's very funny. When you wash your hair, you do not dry them in sun. Wet hair gives you more vitamin D than injection of it. They are supposed to be dried. Know what they call? Blow and what they call that? Blow and dry, whatever that is. You have totally ruined your habits of living. And the tragedy of it is you don't care. One good intercourse can add 3 months to your life. One bad sexual intercourse can take away 6 months of your life. Assess it, it will be true. Oh, our chemistry don't meet, we don't talk to each other, we sleep in separate rooms. All that is what? You do not know how to sex the partner. Doesn't matter which you are. You think it is a nonsense. No, it is not. It is your production center. You are born of sex, you live for sex, you die for sex, and in the end you think of sex. And those who say, we are celibate, they get wet dreams. What is the difference? You know, don't look what people say, but what the fact is. And somebody, if ever tell me sex is bad, I can totally guarantee that this man has no sixth sense. So I'm talking to animal. It is the creativity of the projection of the molecular system, of the wavelength of the brain to the earth and magnetic field of the heavens, to which sensual and sexual projection are created in the diagonal form so person can live in communication for all the essence of the word. I know you didn't hear it. Did you understand what I've said? You don't care, right? And what is the creative sensitivity? Pituitary orders the penis. Stand up, boy. And penis can order the pituitary. See the unseen. Reverse the cycle. You become divine. No, you can't do it, right? You are hot-headed, horny. You just want to get it out. No, don't get it out. Get divine at the moment. Energy is moving, is automatic. You are no bull to fight it. Absolutely. You're horny, hot. You need that. If you don't have a partner, you will masturbate. I know you. It has to be done. At that time, cross your leg, stop the flow underneath, and start 1 minute breath. And bring it over here. That moment. If you want to do it, do it. I'm not saying stop. There's no such thing as celibacy. It's a gimmick done by those who are impotents. Man is ridiculously impotent. Oh, gee, I took my ojas up. I say, where? There's no place up. I saw once a lady and man coming, I think, Saram, you might be remembering. They had a hole here made in this bone. And when I see a lady with a bang here, I really pray. Because this is the only one porous bone which brings the light of the sun into the entire being. Kublai Khan, when conquered again China, and Genghis Khan told him, don't ever come to me if China against asks freedom. So he did two things to Chinese. He made that Chinese doll, cover their forehead. And if any woman does not have cover their forehead, she can be beheaded or can be turned into a slave. All men have to shave from here to solar center. And still they do it. They have one over 1 billion people. And Chinese never regained their strength. Not only Kublai Khan, but centuries later, they remained slave to Mongolia. You think you can wear anything you want. One day, wear man-made clothes. 2 day, 3 day, and then just wear natural made clothes. Organic clothes. I went to Germany to see this doctor, and I had little house turban on my head. Second day, he said, take this off, take this off, take this off. Because his meter was going dead, 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 dead. He said, the pesticides used on this cotton are killing you. Out, out. And I said, what happened to him, you know? He's the MD, he's a doctor. Out, out. He took it off. And the meter stopped. He said, that's it, that's it, that's it. This color is chemical. This color is chemical. It's not natural, it's chemical. And the cotton of this cloth is poisonous. How the hell he knew? Because there was a big clock tying a thing, and the moment he put that around here, it starts crying like a baby. Next day I went to go him in this turban of mine. He didn't say a thing. He said, fine. Technically, we want you to be healthy because we are selfish. Because tomorrow which is coming, nobody will listen to you what your priorities are. They are going to say, now, take care of me. I'll repeat that thing I might have repeated before. One day I was coming in the airline, and this is a cattle service, you know. You get in like no reservation, nothing. So we all 6, 7, 8 of us come in, and then a lady comes. She said, wow, so unfortunate. I thought, what she's going to say. I said, what is unfortunate about it? He said, I forgot my sunglasses. I said, what happened? He said, see this light, all of you, making me blind. Nothing is in value. You are not worth than your skeleton for $1,200 in a hospital. Your whole life is nothing but income tax. What is valuable in you is one thing and one thing only. Your shining grace, your mental alertness, and your personal intuition. I hope you will remember all that. There's nothing else. The woman who did a wonderful job, and moreover that subject of yours, I want to be myself, I don't like this, I don't like this, is nothing. Simply you have got uptight, non-flexible, neurotic individual with a fear of equal weight of your body. But anyway, I'm going to introduce you somebody who did all this arrangement and she was not recognized. When we tried to recognize her, she was sleeping. So, Karta the killer. Isn't she pretty? Hey! And the best news is she's single. Okay, then I'll ask her to come to the mic and give you a lecture. You are no way out. Or pick it up with the hand. Hallelujah, go ahead.
Okay. I guess I just wanted to talk a little bit about trust, because that's been my challenge over the past month or so, or lack of, rather. And a lack of trust is just based in fear, and we tend to try to control or manipulate situations. And I guess the most important thing is to remember that God really didn't bring us this far to leave us. And we need to have faith that God will take us to our destiny, take us a distance. So that's the most important thing that I've learned about trust.
Well, this is how it is. I love her very much and I brought her here and she was progressing and that's all I wanted. So a lot of people get through the system of life, a lot of injuries. And I knew her history, so I brought her here. So one day I told her, I love you, but what is wrong? She said, I don't trust anybody. I don't even trust myself. I said, Vaheguru. It's a really challenge. Then what we did, I tell you the therapy I used. I used the therapy of humor. Miss No Trust, how are you? Trust never anybody, God is gone on holiday. So those kind of things. And I teased her so much that she found out she does trust. Simply she's scared. So trust and fear cannot be mixed together. Insecurity and life cannot be mixed together. You may have all the wealth, happiness around everything. If you have no trust, you have no life. And if you have no security, somebody said, I am very insecure. I said, then fall. Why? I said, well, if you so long you stand on two legs, you are secure. Isn't it? When you stand on your two legs, aren't you secure? If you're not secure, fall. You know, you have these statements, these words, as you chant Naam, Vaheguru, Tresha Guru's mantra, Satnam, Tero Purapurula, God, your infinite sound which creates your concurrence with the man and its being is Satnam. Satanama, that's the combination. There as you also say those words, I'm hungry, I'm starving, I'm insecure, I'm insane. You think this as a prostitute to get sympathy and apathy? Aren't you ashamed as human? Why you create those dramas? For what? You are on Broadway? Do not bargain your self-respect for cheap sympathy and apathy. Relay your strength. If you have to judge, you have a habit to judge, judge yourself. See how isolated you become. So this was the day on health, right? But I won't let you escape just with that. We have to do something right now. And I'd like you to all participate because tomorrow is the break-in of the camp and you will go home, so you should carry this gift. Let us get pregnant with energy. But before we do it, I have a young girl. Come here. She'll talk to you the pain of the growing being. Over there. Yeah, that works. And whatever you say, they are going to hear it.
What do you want me to say?
How you feel as growing you are. You are okay, come on.
I really don't know what to say.
That's also one point. Yeah, we admit our fault. We have not teach you how you grow, how you should grow, how is growing, what is the comparative study of growth in your life, how you have to get to be a woman from a child, and what are the gaps you have to cover. We understand we are fools. Next.
You really put me on the spot.
Life always puts you on spot. Nobody has ever escaped it. Whoso tries to escape it do triple follies and falls 3 times more than otherwise. Next.
13. Well, pretty much since I was about 5 years old, I wanted to be a professional horseback rider, and I wanted to go to the Olympics, and I pretty much still do. Yeah, I take lessons at.
Who's coaching? Huh? Who? Shakti, come here. Shakti, you have created a double vessel called artery. You have done so many things. You chant in the morning. I may sometimes be not doing it exactly, but you have never missed it. And you are grown up, and you are a mother of the 3HO, and you're a divine woman. Now, you and she are no two different. If you cannot see God in all, you cannot see God at all. You have been coaching in out of your compassion, but could you talk also? What the growing pain is?
Satnam, I don't know which is harder, being young or being old. The thing is that when you're old, you know what it's like to be young. But when you're young, you haven't got a clue what it's like to be old. Now, what's your name? Her name is Avatar. What does that mean? Talk into the mic.
I think it's the light or messenger of God.
Talk into the mic. Let them hear it.
The messenger.
Avatar means God's incarnation on the earth. I gave you that name. You are God's incarnation on the earth. If you live to your spiritual name, the divinity, identity, social self, and entire cosmos, Prakriti, and Purkha will serve you. Otherwise, you have to sweat. That's the law of a spiritual name. When a man lives to spiritual name, Prakriti and Purkha uplift that as their child. Those who do not live to their spiritual name, they have to sweat. Simple demarcation.
So with a name like Avatar, what does that mean to you in daily behavior? What do you have to do?
She should sit as a saint and rule the world. And all the things will come to her. And she can choose what comes to her, what she likes, what she doesn't like. Like Ganesha gets laddu from all over the world. What for? Even he's of stone. Ganesha figure of stone get laddus.
Do you know
Have you
what
seen
laddu is? They don't know what laddu is.
Laddu is a very beautiful, tasty food. It is sweet like ice cream, is powerful like black chanas, what they call them? Chickpeas. Is made of the chickpeas and is fried in ghee, and then it's made small, then it's put in sugar, and then it's put together, then they put silver leaf on it. If you take one, that's enough to take you up. And that is the food of Ganesha. However, if there is a stone carved as a Ganesha, people will bring sweets to it. Because they believe if you take sweets to Ganesha, Ganesha will sweeten your life. That's how it is. So, a stone Ganesha can get laddus How can incarnation of God, avatar, cannot get all the facilities? That's what I'm saying. No.
Just one question. He said that you have choices. Do you feel that you have choices?
Yeah. I can choose my path in life, what I want to do.
Talk slowly and talk into the mic.
There are two ways, my dear child. Either word will work for you, or you will work for the word. That is your choice. Either way. Either you can have your ego or your free will to find God will, or you can find your will against God will. You can ride against the tide, you cannot ride against the tide. That's all it is. I agree, unfortunately, when we are raised as children, our parents do not teach us all what there is, and then those pain, those gaps, make us obnoxiously pervert and subservient to the environments and to the fashion. And in that game, we normally lose our sex capacity so much underneath that sixth sense is not available. Without sixth sense, you cannot accumulate a strength enough to see the future of your own. So you become subject. Then start counseling, then start tarot cards, then start what? So many things. Then start putting 6 stones. Stones speak to you because no human speaks to you. Then you have a horoscope, telescope, microscope, and then in the final it comes to horoscope. Huh? 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 What is this? Huh? 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 Who are you? Huh? God created you in His own image, you say, huh? Huh? One little word which does not fit you. Huh? What's going on? That's why you can't reconcile. Oh, he insulted me. Who? He doesn't know who he is, he doesn't know who you are. Who insulted who? It's just a blunderous commotion came through. He wants something, you can't give it. You want something, he can't give it. Something. It's always something. If you just wait and be nice, it will come if it's come to you. You have no integrity or patience. You are patient. All of you. You have to wait. That thing comes to you. You need 2 billion things. Are you going to run like mad people after those things? You don't even life. They come to you. I tell you what, one year I went to Tucson, and there was a peridot, very beautiful, 40, 50 carats. And I asked the guy, I said, you want to sell it to me? He's my friend. Sell him. He said, no, not to you. You are tough bargain. No. I said, this stone has spoken to me, and he makes me, telling me I should take him home. No, he said, no. You can't even pay the price. I say, well, question is, this is between you and the stone and me, the stone. But if the stone wants to come to me and you want to give it to it, give it to me. And I'll pay you some little money. That's, he said, the trouble. I say, actually, I don't want to pay you any money. Because stone wants to come to me. And why should I pay you? It takes strength to carry this stone and take it home and meditate and you be prosperous and I don't know. I may be talking a gimmick, doesn't matter. Okay, keep it. So, month later, he contacted my person they know his family. He said, I want to see you. I said, what for? What happened? He said, for God's sake, take that stone. I said, what is the price? He said, the original price is $16,000. I said, what is the wholesale? Wholesale is $8,000. I said, what is my price? He said, $2,000. And when I gave him $2,000, he said, wait, this is because of the previous bill I made a ring for you. Stone is still free. I said, I'm not going to take it. If it is free, I'm not going to take it. Why not? I said, at that time I was asking you to give me free, you refused. Now you have put a price, I'll pay the price. We'll make the bargain. And he knows what that bargain was all about. But stone came where it has to come. It is there. There's nothing like it. Things have life. Things have prana. They choose their masters. They choose their slaves. There's nothing to be afraid of. You are all growing into the ecstasy of God. Simply, most of the time, you miss the boat. Why? Why should I give him? Who the hell is he? I have worked so much. I am sweating. He's asking to give you stone. He didn't understand that stone doesn't want to stay there.
It was the original romancing the stone.
Technically, whatever you have, you have. If you do not spend what you have, and you do not follow my lesson, it's fine with you. I'm not asking you, be miser, sit on it, and take it granted the next life will be a snake. Say snake has a orientation to sit on wealth. People ask me, I'm fool, I'm idiot, I give away. Why not? Give away what? I am definitely sure when I was born I didn't have underwear. Is that true? You all must be wearing pants. You should worry. We are born naked. We have no place to hinge ourselves on this earth because we have to go to heavens. And whatever we have, if with that we can help, make some people happy, some people to pray for you, some people elevated, somebody's moment of life become fulfilled, there's nothing like it. Nothing. Nothing. And if you can reconcile, and if somebody is wrong, you forgive him, God will forgive you for each such step. If you can't give anybody something, smile, say, hello, how are you? One girl that day caught me and she said, I'm very mad at you. I said, why you are mad at me? I said, when I was a Sikh, you always nibble at me, like chiseled me, told me this is wrong, you are this, that. Since I am not Sikh anymore, you say, hi honey, how are you? And I laughed. I said, then I was responsible for you. Now I am just a friend of yours. Now you are at your own. I had to deliver you, otherwise God will spank me and my butts can't take it. But as far as now is concerned, you are at your own. God bless you. Tell me anything I can do for you. You want to go to movie? Let's go. He said, you told me you're too much into the movies. I said, I told you then. I was your guide. I had the right to chisel and goad you. Now I have no right absolutely. You are very kind now. I wish you should have been kind then. I said, then I would have been stupid. When I have to deliver, I have to sweat. When I have not to deliver, you have to walk yourself. That's life. In delivery lies the destiny. Some people really make me look like sometime I say, hey, oh yeah, yesterday we bought all those pants. They are very beautiful pants. They have a Adi Shakti right here. I have never seen something like that, you know. So I bought them. And Suram didn't come because when I go purchasing, he goes after me to pay the money. That's his job. He makes a lot of money, doesn't matter. So, so I asked my secretary, I said, pull money out of my purse and give to the lady. So we gave. Suram came. How much? I said, 200 bucks. He gave 200 bucks. I said, put it back. Let it be his privilege. Let him be covered in all areas from navel point to knees. It's not cloth, it's not that shirt, it's not that knicker, whatever that is. It is to talk to the cosmology, the reality of human essence, and play the internet of work. I had already paid, there was no problem. What it matters? What does it matter if a person is shivering and you take your coat and cover that person to stop him from cold? Nothing. But heaven sees it and earth records it. That is how our passage of life is built. Life is not what you live. Life is what you have to live. Life is a gift. Do not create rift and drift from it. Love your life. There is no God except you. He's all in you. There is no prayer except you. You are the living prayer. There is no happiness other than your own happiness. Meditate and find yourself. That is nirvana. There are two powerful things man has found out: lens and lever. With lever, you can move which cannot be moved. With lens, you can see which you cannot see. Lens is the ajna, the third eye. Lever is the breath of life. You have been taught Kundalini Yoga for 30 years. There are hundreds and thousands of the kiryas. Hey, you, Spanish boy, come here. Quick, run. And eat less, you are very slow. Hurry up. I'm going to examine everybody's aura and I'm going to have a kind of view which I want to have. Meanwhile, you sing something and divert their attention. Oh, yeah. You are a captured audience and I want to see you with my eye. And he'll sing something to you. Doctor are released from the prison. Give them a hand. Yeah. Hold on, my boy. Hey, Secretary of Religion, be true. Come here. If you have done that, what I told you to do 6 years ago, I don't know. I am going to be surprised. So pray for me.
Satnam.
Oh,
My name.
first show me, then speak. You speak first?
A year ago, the Siri Singh Sub said to you good people that I was sitting on a book. Well, it's hatched. It's the sex book.
Oh, yeah. Open up this flower. Don't spoil it. Some child can play with it. Jesus Christ. Okay, after reading this book, you will have different impression of me. I'm telling you truthfully. Don't judge me by this book. This book is a necessity to print it the way it is. It is your sexual BS. Sacred Science of the Sex Secret by Yogi Bhajan PhD and Satkaur Khalsa at D with BB Inderjit Kaur PhD. We all are criminals and we have brought this whole thing into picture. And I don't want to release any line of it because that's not right. It's too sexual. But that's what happens. It is your story, it's our story, it is our deficiency, is our efficiency, is our longing, our dislodging, it is our pain, it is our suffering, all that is included. So, we have 30 years of, counseling. We heard people and their cry of their soul, pain of their body, the tragedy of their mind, and we made a structure, and Dr. Satkaur took 6 years, yeah, about 6, 7 years to fill it. It's not a gimmick. You won't find your name in it, but if you ever talked, your story is in it. And solution thereof. That's the beauty of it. So, it is hatched, now it has to go to the printer, we'll get it printed, and we'll give it to you if you choose so. And furthermore, we'll ask the obligation that you tell us your own experience so we can further our experience and come out to the society. This book is for inner chambers, for inner self to realize that you are not alone and neurotic. There are many, many worse than you. This book, how negative it is and how realistic and painful it is, does give a hope that there is a hope. And Bob Hope is still alive. You don't have to worry about it. So doctor has done a great work. I'm very grateful with all our busy hours and having 2 places, Santa Fe and there, she has finally typed it out. Just like my thesis in my PhD. I never forget good work. I do not know how much it will cost printing and selling price will be what, but I'll be very grateful for your sake, not for my sake. We have done a job. If you order it now and get your copy, it will give you a help to change. The purpose is this. And there are a lot of things in the book which I cannot say on the stage. I'm a holy man, remember? But they're all there. You will see. You know, Rishi Koka wrote the most powerful sexual book called Kokshastra. You know, he was bachelor for all his life, and all his life he never saw a woman. But still, he wrote the best book in the scripture ever there can be. So sometime you, in your ignorance or arrogance, take a path of life as a habit which really destroys you. This is all about that. Now, play. Play something passionate. Yeah. we are finished.
Freed of the 5 passions, the dragon has been slain. I have been released by love, and my heart dwells in the name. My voice sings the praises of thy greatness and thy love. Enraptured in the ecstasy, I am one with God in the circle of light. In the circle of light. In the circle of light. We are one. Ek Onkar Satgur Prasad, Satgur Prasad. Ek Onkar, Ek Onkar Satgur Prasad, Satgur Prasad. Ek Onkar, Ek Onkar Satgur Prasad, Satgur Prasad. Ek Onkar, Ek Onkar Satgur Prasad, Satgur Prasad. Ek Onkar. Freed of the 5 passions, the dragon has been slain. I have been released by love, and my heart dwells in the name. My voice sings the praises of thy greatness and thy love. Enraptured in the ecstasy, I am one with God in the circle of light. In the circle of light. In the circle of light. We are one. Ek Onkar Satgur Prasad, Satgur Prasad. Ek Onkar, Ek Onkar Satgur Prasad, Satgur Prasad. Ek Onkar, Ek Onkar Satgur Prasad, Satgur Prasad. Ek Onkar.
Wow. Now, you will repeat after me. Okay? I'll repeat first. You repeat after me. Parents who do not pay rent to their children, do not teach them how to become parents, are bogus parents. They have no moral, ethical, and social right to be happy. To avoid this curse, parents must teach their children to be strong, to be mannerful, and to be aggressive enough to reach the destination. God give life to her. I am going to choose one kid. When I went to Rome, I saw something very funny. Gurudev Singh and Gurudev Kaur were not in home. And in Rome, I walked in. Santo di Roma di Italio was absent, and so is better off. There was a girl about 12-year-old you were? Yeah. There was a girl, 12-year-old, she came from the school and she saw me. And she said, "Sir, you're welcome. You kindly sit down, we'll make all the arrangements." I said, "How is she going to make arrangements? I mean, they're not here. They even do not know I'm coming. What will happen?" So, I don't know what she did. She put me on a chair and get me something to drink. There were about 150 people. In half an hour, she prepared food, fed them, made them sit down, welcomed them, meditated them, and God knows what she did to them. They were obeying her like they are all like ants working here, there, everything. Get from there, get from there, get there, you cook this, you cut this, you do this, you make the salad, you distribute, you take the plates. I saw it sitting there. And I said to myself, well, one day to reach her to her womanhood, let her be with me for a while. So she came with me, traveled with me, and she also got, with honors, schooling. And one day at 11:30 I was going to go, and she was doing her schoolwork. She will introduce herself to you. Subject is how to cover the faults of the parents.
Satnam, my name is Ramdas, and I've been with the Sri King Sahib for the last 2 years. He warned me I was going to come on stage today, and he gave me a different subject, so I kind of not prepared for this one. My parents have been the most respectful people I've ever met. I respect them with all my heart, and they made me who I am right now. So that I remember, they don't have any faults.
And what about you selected your own boyfriend? What is the story of introducing him? She came to me, she said, "I found a boyfriend, he's all right. If you say yes, it's all yes." Huh, word. Come on. There are a lot of young people, rather older people who do not know how to find a partner. Help them.
Well, I have to say I am really stubborn. And I didn't say anything to Sri King Sahib, but obviously he noticed. And he disengaged us. I mean, I liked him, he liked me. That was it. That's him, Devendrajit Singh.
Sanam.
They both are in love. If you go through the effort sometime watching them, you will see something very, very natural and very real. That's how young people should be. With grace, they embrace each other and find the life without strife and progress slowly but surely, so future can come and help them. Future is a living, organic thing. It helps those who are righteous in their heart and humble their head. This couple, may God bless it, may live ever as a guideline for all of you. But the naturopathy which they come will be worth dancing. Now we are going to dance. Dancers appear. See the magic power of the yogi? Dancers appear. There comes dancers. It's a fun, isn't it? Give your children future, they will always love you. Spank them today, they will hate you. Aha. I am asking Ravi to go on a Bhangra tour and teach people dance, because this is the only dance where balance of the upper body and lower body is established on the spot. It's a very good way to remain healthy. So let's see what she does now.
ਉਹ ਡਾਂਗ ਜੱਟ ਦੀ ਖੜਕਦੀ ਕਮਾ ਕੇ ਜੱਟ ਪੁੰਨ ਕੱਟਦਾ ਰੱਬ ਕੋਲ ਨੇੜੇ ਹੈ ਕਸਨ ਜੱਟ ਦਾ ਉਹ ਨੇਕੀਆਂ ਕਮਾ ਕੇ ਜੱਟ ਪੁੰਨ ਕੱਟਦਾ ਰੱਬ ਕੋਲ ਨੇੜੇ ਹੈ ਕਸਨ ਜੱਟ ਦਾ ਉਹ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਪੂਰੀ ਸੱਟ ਮਾਰੇ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਪੂਰੀ ਮਾਰੇ ਸੱਟ ਨਾ ਵੇ ਡੰਗ ਜੱਟ ਦੀ ਖੜਕਦੀ ਉਹ ਡੰਗ ਜੱਟ ਦੀ ਖੜਕਦੀ ਉਹ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਰੱਖ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਏ ਉਹ ਡੰਗ ਜੱਟ ਦੀ ਖੜਕਦੀ
If you cannot dance, if you cannot dance, at least you should give them a good hand, right? They are good people. In the villages and the estate where I lived when I was young, we never had a record that ever a woman ever get unhealthy. It was unknown to us. Because at 4 o'clock in the evening, between 3 and 4, all ladies will go in the grooves of these trees. And the drum man will be there. And men, they will just dance and come back home sweating and dripping and take a glass of milk or something right away and recharge themselves, dress them and keep going. This is the only one movement which has a momentum to move every organ, every part of the body. That's why I'm pushing it. I'll be failing if I do not pay my respect to Guru Ram Das, the Lord of the miracles. You are all a living miracle as far as I'm concerned. And I like to put that tape, Tan Tan Ram Das Guru. And I'll ask Siriyari to do celestial music.
Did
I know you are not Chinese, but you have done more Tai Chi than you have ever done in your life. This is an old science, we call it celestial communication. And it moves the energy. But it's called basically Suchi, and in Punjabi, Suchi means pure. Chinese Suchi. It is meant to, when Guru's words are talked by you, the word resound in you as Guru when you change the psyche inflow toward yourself. It's a whole different science. When you want to get things done, you have to learn and practice. Chinese do it for a little exercise in the morning, and I thought it'll be a good thing to have. But in the middle of it, you all give up your heart. You don't understand. Everything has to be earned. Nothing is free. So don't do it in future, okay? There's a man who made it possible for me personally, in spite of the fact my staff is going to be introduced later, who did on his own expense travel with me to keep me handy, busy, and survived. And his wife kept earning money, a lot of money, so we could keep going. You don't find a combination like this. You know what I mean? Not only men earn and women spend. Here the women earn and we spend. I'd like to introduce Gurbachan Kaur and Gurbachan Singh to you. And you will be always mad at him, as my staff is, because he has a travel agency and they make it impossible possible. But they don't believe there is anything impossible, so things don't suit them. But traveling has become so frequent and so terrible these days, it's impossible to believe that for 1 week there's no seat available. Can you believe that? You don't like to hear that. And ticket which is $300 across cost $1,800 because there's not enough notice. However, I and he used to travel near the ranch, going for a breakfast. I used to start from the ranch to go to the guest house to have breakfast there. And we used to talk. And then we also, I went to Germany and we talked there. I went to other places, we talked there. Out of that, this book came, In the Name of the Cosmos, Words to Live By, Yogi Bhavan. It's a very handy book, it's not a big book. But I'm not going to do PRO. If you don't have this book, you're stupid. I am still not doing public relation about it. There is everything you want to know in life. You can open a page, let me open a page. Let's see what comes. Come on. Page 29. Take the base, add the grace, there shall be a place in the word. Take the word of the Guru, spread it through and through. Touch every heart, you will be in love and become smart. Grow and glow, you will have a lot of dough. Run with things and don't run away. That is the Khalsa way. Something like that. Page 23, the 10 manners of life. Number 1, listen, feel the other person, discuss and dialogue, come to a mutual understanding, plan the strategy. Strategy mutually you have to understand. In an action you must know what is what and what is happening to what and how it's going to be. That's very, very essential. Keep communication, evaluate, achieve, exchange greetings, be thankful. This is the law of every human. Being a fellow, there are 10 good things that will make you win. Where is that zodiacs? It has some drawings too. You can see your picture in them. Hey, hey. Come on, baby, where are you? Oh, yeah. Which sign you want me to read? Okay, I heard Capricorn. Wait. You have to buy this book. Okay. Wait. Let me read the Capricorn first. Watch this. When all the movement comes to an end, and the endless become the endlessness, and when the totality of God and the mighty sense of the beauty of the wisdom enjoys the relationship with the lofty character of firmness, a Capricorn is born to glorify the word for his total firmness. Have you read like this ever? You are nuts. Scorpio, yeah. Scorpio. When all the Akashic records are ceased to be one by the force of wind and the power of the stars, and when the Lord of the air and ego attacks and eats, wow, the consciousness of the world, the dancing cobra, Scorpio is realized from nothing to everything, from everything to nothing, in one moment. Gemini, Aquarius, they're all here. Let me read my own. Virgo. In the crystal self, I saw the sophisticated plight of the coolness of the moon and the lightness of the breeze, showering kisses in the morning, and the beauty of the tiny crystal, of purity of water dew, and nurturing essence of the fire, like a glow in the sun. I was amazed being a Virgo. Can you praise yourself that much? Well, they are here. There are business principles to be. Let me read you the headings of it. This little book, page 4 on relationship, you will be shocked. Then 26 alphabet steps of life. Then first is love. La la la. Sat Hari Singh Khalsa, Hamburg, Germany, May 1980. Please keep this in your hand somewhere and experience, and there are definitions, nobility. Sins of the Sikh. That's very good. Famous saying which have endurance, self, etc. Anyway, you should have it for moment, momentum, movement and momentum, horoscope, telescope, horoscope, microscope, distant, destiny, and etc. Somebody gave it to me, I'm grateful. I never get my copy. I give it to somebody always. Now comes Vagruchu. Now I have something to tell you very plain and simple. You live by liver, and yogi tea is which makes the liver to live. Period. If you make yogi tea at night and leave it without milk and sip it in the morning as first drink, It will take care of you. What did it say? And if you want to energize yourself, think called Vaheguru Chew. Yeah? This is St. John something, we have got it here. And what is this? Dandelion. See how herbal we have become? Huh? What is it? Oh. This is a shirt with explanation. Look at this. Your lotus feet. Is very colorful. And oh, I illustrated it, I forgot. This foot chart. And Kartar has to do something, they say. What is you doing? Open this. Kartar, you have to do something? What?
Sanam?
Tell him.
Sanam? Sanam. Hope everybody's had a happy solstice. Hey. My name is Kartar Singh. I'm the senior CEO of KIT. And I wanted to tell you about the Sri Singh Sab's kit that he's given us. It's a group of businesses that number about 13. And we started about 25 years ago with about $600 in a couple little funky businesses. And over those 25 years, with a vision, a direction, and the help and guidance with the Sri Singh Sab, we've grown into 13 companies, into one big corporation. And this year we'll do approximately $150 million in sales, and we have 4,000 employees worldwide. We have both product companies. You're enjoying some of the products now. You've had Yogi Tea at Solstice. We have service companies. We've had the pleasure of having a call security provide security for Solstice this summer. And we're all over the world. We have operations here in the US, we're in Europe, and we're happy to announce we just started our first corporation in India. We now have a company, and its headquarters are at Midi Pidi Academy. And with the teachings of the Sri Singh Sab, we'll start an Earn and Learn program with the kids so that they can incorporate working and studying at the same time. Our future focus will be on herbs and on organic. We also have a computer company, and we have a new product called Diagonal Management System from the Sri Singh Sab, and Sun & Son will bring that for the future. As the tantric energy cuts the diagonal, so will the diagonal management system for the future. We've developed our businesses to be ready for the Aquarian age. It's our mission to bring products and services that incorporate the teachings of Yogi Bhajan and the technology to humanity to bring upliftment. And we also want to have jobs for the family, jobs for all of you if you're interested in contacting us. You can go to the booth at Amar Infinity. There's a brochure, gives the phone numbers, fax numbers, and emails. And the last thing I wanted to say was drink more Yogi Tea Eat lots of peace cereal. Be healthy, happy, and holy. Thank you.
I tell you what, you can bet on this. Sooner or later, time will come when people have to drink yogi tea, had to eat herbal cereals. They have to. There's no way out. So, technically speaking, we are just preparing for that great tomorrow which is coming towards us. And as the Vagru Chew is very sweet, so same way you be very sweet and meet people head on and uplift them. I'll be asking all my staff to be on the platform, so say thanks to you for coming, and if there is any mistake, they are very proud it happened. because they have not slept from last 15 days, morning, evening, day out, and they were actually your host. Now I think they are so tired they can't come on the stage. Is that true? All my staff members be here. You see, I am not wrong. They are so tired, it need a crane to lift them from the chair. But it's okay. Well, there is a president, there is a chief executive secretary and the president, and what else? Oh, this is in Golden, that is CBR, chief reviewer. She has a direct connection with you. You can write to her direct, without any process of management. She processes all for you. And then my nurse, who has seen me naked all her life, and she is always in hospital, most helping person. Thanks to Dr. Suram, etc., etc. Then come most dangerous literary person called Mahan Kiran, and you can't escape her. And she has a graduate with honor in MBA and all that stuff. There comes the person who works and smiles at the same time. And then this one you know. And this is I Trust None. And these are the people. Hey, come on, in front, here. Here in front. Front, you are hiding. Come here. You can learn from her how to walk. She is very intelligent, sophisticated, and whatever happened in Anandapur and all that and all those proposals, she and Niranjan, my chief of staff, and one is missing. Where is she? Come on, Niranjan, in front. And all this corporation into KIT, Khalsa International Industry and Traders, would not have been possible if ED would not have done her job. So this executive director, Sri Ram Kaur, come on, they want to see you. What I do? Forgive me, she is a Virgo. And then Taran Taran Kaur, which spread our everything in Europe, and now she is working here. The possibility of everything is very beautiful, because all businesses which we started, or I started, what do you want to call it, are now not mine. And all the land is not mine. Simply we pay the bills. I hope you will learn from it and create the glory which belongs to you tomorrow. Now they will sing a song to you. Oh, I can't forget my goatsman. Come on. And who's behind us? Huh? Good Amrit? Oh yeah. You know, this woman is all divine whether she likes it or not. It is a fun to talk to her. She was 90-year-old when she met me. And she took me 3 hours left and right. She said, I'm a Christian Scientist. I can only elect a teacher once. And I have to see you through and through upside down. And then I'll see whether I decide or not. So after 3 years, she decided I am her teacher. But I tell you, she may be misunderstood by all the earthlings. She is very, very divine. It's true. And now they will sing song to you. Oh, my German essence. This is correct, this is not correct. No third word she knows. And she takes care of me in many ways. And I'm very grateful to her. She's teaching young girls how to be effective. All life, she has been Hollywood. She knows the revolving door. She knows inside out. And when she left, she really left. It's funny. Now they will sing a song. Everybody sing.
We'd like to have, is Gurdon in the house? We'd like to recognize all of the Solstice staff for doing such an incredible job.
But first of all, before we recognize the staff, we want to recognize all of you, because without Solstice, without you coming here, we would have no Solstice whatsoever. So come back next year.